Welcome back to our post-game show. Jared Welch here for the Spartan Game Day Network, and we'll recap our stats real quick as we get Teresea Matthias set for our post-game interview. And Teresea Matthias coming off a big game with 3 goals here this evening, and we've got her down on the field. So, Teresea, first, give me just your overall impressions of tonight's matchup against Stevenson.
I'm really happy with how we played the game today. We definitely played with our standards, and we definitely wanted to come out strong and fast, knowing that this is going to be one of the toughest competitions we're going to have all season leading up to the NCAA. And yeah, I'm really proud of all the girls for doing their part, and yeah, I'm thrilled.
We saw a little bit of a run by Stevenson there in the second half, a 4-goal run. Coach calls a timeout. Take us down into that timeout and what the discussion was like at that point in the ball game.
She said that we needed our upperclassmen and our experienced players to really step up. And out of that timeout, we got 2 goals from Kirsten and I, and that's exactly what she wanted. So we definitely delivered out of that timeout.
And then at one point during the ballgame tonight, Riley DeFury getting the penalty, having to step off the field, and Garabo having to come in cold. What did you see out of her coming off the bench cold and having to play about 6 minutes or so there because of that penalty?
I wasn't worried at all. I know Bella's extremely talented, and I knew that she could take anything that's handed to her.
And then tonight also, you had one of your teammates, a lot of, the ball just spreading around, but we mentioned Kirsten Blanchard, also 3 goals. Talk about her play this evening. She's
a finisher. When she has the ball, I can trust her that she's going to take it down and score. So that's something I can always trust and rely on her to do. So I'm extremely proud of her. And of course, we mentioned the penalty, but we might as well mention the good play of Riley DeFury there as well. She's played most of the game here this evening, most of the way through the season. She's been splitting time, so to see her in for 53 minutes, what did you like out of her play tonight? Riley is also extremely talented goalie. And I'm so happy that she's a part of this team, and I think she's absolutely phenomenal, and know that she can handle anything that's also handed to her, and I can always rely on her to just give it her all every single game. I've noticed a lot of at least the home games that I've been covering, we've seen scoring out of a lot of different Spartans. 7 different Spartans tonight with goals. What does that say about your offense? It shows that we have a big range of talent on this team, and I think it's something that we haven't had in the past before. And I knew this was going to happen since fall ball last year, and I'm extremely happy that even in these tighter games that we're still able to sub in people. And it's great that we have multiple people who could score, because that it's very hard for the other team to lock down on other opponents during scout or anything like that. So it just shows that we have a really wide range of players, and it's something that I think is going to be very dangerous for us. Well, Teresea, thanks for your time. Great win tonight, and good luck. We'll see you back here Saturday at 1 o'clock against the Sales. Thank you so much. And Teresea Matthias, 3 goals on the game here this evening, and she's going to go get coach set up here. So we will talk with Jen Muston as soon as she gets set there with the headphones. But a great game there out of Teresea Matthias. Again, 3 goals on the game here this evening. Now we go to Coach Muston, and look, this crew, York hasn't seen this Stevenson team since 2012, so I guess a much ready matchup to see them, and now they'll be a regular opponent now joining in the MAC. What was it like to face this somewhat local team once again?
Yeah, it was a great game. I mean, we've played them the past couple years in preseason scrimmages, so I'm happy that we did that because we were both kind of familiar with each other. Stevenson and York just being that preseason scrimmage every February, so I think we kind of knew what they were going to bring, and they kind of knew what we were going to bring. But again, like you said, we had never really played them in season in years, so we were excited to get back to this matchup.
We see in the second half, Riley DeFury getting the penalty, having to come off the field, and Bella stepping in and getting about 6 minutes worth of play time. And you've been splitting their time basically up until this game, and I feel like that 6 minutes basically shows why it was so good for you to split that time up until this point. What did you see out of her coming in cold against a really good Stevenson team?
Yeah, I mean, goalie is all about hand-eye coordination, really seeing the ball and having a connection with your eye on the ball. So when you sit on the sideline for 40 minutes and then you have to go in and make a save without any warm-up, that's really hard. That's really hard to do. And I was so happy for her when she made that 8-meter save just to get going right away. And that's just really hard to do. And you know, she had a couple goals scored on her after that, which I don't blame her at all. Like, you can't come off the sideline as a goalie and jump in with no warm-up. So I thought she handled herself very well and gave us what we needed in that moment.
You all jumped out to an early lead, and then Stevenson calls a timeout. At least from my vantage point, I thought I saw a completely different Stevenson team after that first half timeout. What did you see out of them as the game progressed?
I think they just kind of stepped up their intensity, and I don't know if they were surprised by our zone or what, but I think after they figured out we were running it, then they sort of settled down and calmed down and did a specific game plan against it. So, and then on top of that, we had to adjust to that. So I think both teams were making adjustments on the fly as it went and trying to like one-up each other, and that just kind of was what it was like all game. They would adjust, we would adjust, and it would go back and forth.
And then Teresea talked a little bit about it, but that timeout that you called there was, I think it was a 4-goal run by Stevenson at that point. You called a timeout and answer with 2 goals. Take us into that huddle and what the messaging was from you to the girls.
I just said we really needed to calm down. I said they scored a couple goals in a row, so what? We still had a 3-goal lead. We needed to really just like refocus, regain our attention, and get back to our roots. And I asked the upperclassmen to step up. I said we need a goal or 2 right now, right here. And Teresea did, and I think Kirsten was the other one that scored a goal in that time frame and kind of got us back on top, and with a little bit of a comfortable lead there to just kind of answer to their streak that they had going on. So I asked the upperclassmen to step up, and it seems like they did.
And we've seen it time and time again, the number of different goal scorers from this team, and I feel like it's always somebody different at the top of the heap when the game ends. As this MAC season continues, playing all in conference, how vital is that you're seeing that diversity of scoring and even who's maybe getting, you know, the hot hand every time out?
Yeah, I really like it because, again, when I'm in the huddle, I can say upperclassmen step up, and there's 7 to 9 people that could score a goal for us. I don't have to specifically say like 1 or 2 people that are our only scorers. So I think it just makes you really dangerous, and they can't pick somebody to mark out. So I think we have so many tools on the field, and when I say we need a goal, we have 7 chances out there at a time of somebody scoring, and that's really great. I really like that.
Well, Coach, thanks once again for your time. Great win here tonight, and good luck. We'll see you back here Saturday at 1 o'clock against the Sales.
Thanks again. Appreciate it.
And that was Coach Jen Muston.